Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I have a special treat for everybody. Now, I know I haven't been posting any main videos as of late, but today I have an exception, and that is the new demo coming out, which is the Legend of Khiimori. Now, the demo is already out currently, so if you guys want to try out the Legend of Khiimori and get a feel for this new open world horse game, then do feel free to jump into Steam and try it out. But basically, for this beautiful game that is being built, it is based off of almost like the Pony Express. If nobody knows about that, basically there was a time when obviously we had no cars, and the only way mail, parcels, packages could be delivered was through the Pony Express. And it would be a one-man kind of ordeal. Basically, a person would take all the parcels, they would run their horse to the next stop, hand off the packages, and so on and so forth. So that was basically the Pony Express. It was like our prehistoric time of FedEx. And so that's how I almost view it. And I must say that this is a really good compilation for just a horse game in general. I have a feeling that I am truly going to enjoy this, which I must say, just through the gameplay alone and the fact that you craft stuff, I mean, I have already enjoyed just what is to be seen of the demo. Now, you may have some crashes. I know I did for my first playthrough, and unfortunately, there is really, that I've seen, there's no way to save the game. Now, I could be wrong. In my excitement, I know I didn't save the game, but if you guys do happen to lose any of your progress, then, I mean, again, it is a demo, so do go easy on everybody who is working so hard on this game and making it as beautiful as they are. Now, the Legends of Khiimori is an open world game where basically you are exploring the untamed lands of the 13th century Mongolia. And I must say, it is just breathtaking. And again, the horse, the build of the horse, and you'll even see some baby horses in here too. It's just absolutely beautiful. Now, I did notice that they also have another breed of horse, which I'm guessing is an Atakni, or it looks like a hot blood type of horse. The horse that you currently are riding on in the story is more of like a warm blood, which is what they reference to like ponies, you know, those smaller breeds of horses that can kind of go the distance. They call hot bloods, which are like Arabians, race horses, and then cold bloods, which are like draft horses. But from what I saw, they have a hot blood horse in there from its figure, and you'll see a little snippet of that horse whenever I walk through the village. But it's either an Arabian or an Atakni. I am not too sure which breed it could be, but I am super excited to see what other breeds of horses that they will bring to this game. I am extremely excited. I mean, if you can't hear it from my voice, I am extremely excited to see what they bring to this beautiful world of the horse gaming genre. So with that being said, I would love to introduce you to the Legends of Khiimori, and I hope you enjoy the video. Now, obviously, if you hear me talk throughout the gameplay, it's just me mostly giving some tidbits on certain things that I have either seen or experienced, and I really want you guys to understand where I'm coming from with the gameplay. And I mean, these are just things that, you know, I really hope for the devs to maybe add in. Now, again, this is a demo. It's just for us to try it out, to experience this beautiful world that the devs have created and given to us to explore. So with that, let's enjoy the ride. Okay, at the Yusui station. How do I get off my horse? Okay, there's the horses over there. Okay, Yam Station. Sorry if I'm butchering any. Oh. F. Okay. Wait, what? You can do whatever you want. Okay, before I do that, I have to look at this place. This is so pretty. Look at this. Okay, so the grass doesn't move whenever you go around it. You just kind of go through it. But still, I would really like to see that the grass kind of moves around you whenever you move. And I also notice currently, other than the leaves, that nothing's really like moving, if you know what I mean. Other than the animals. Just checking out. Okay, that horse glitched out a bit. He's not of this matrix. Ooh, I love the white one. Oh, they have different breeds of horses. Oh, is that an Atakni? Oh my goodness, that's an Atakni horse. I can't wait to see what they do with that. Like the build of the horse. It's gonna be so beautiful. Ooh, I love this one's coat. Ooh, even prettier. Hello, can I pet you? I don't know. Here, say P. P for pet? No, you can't pet. Darn it all. Darn it all. How could you do this to me? Alright, we're gonna run over here. What's this? Ooh, I can cook. Hello, how are you? Okay, so not everybody has voices, but that's fine. I'm going to ignore the quest right now because I want to see. Oh my goodness, I love their outfits. I wonder if you can change outfits and even like your hairstyle. That'd be pretty cool. But this may just be focused around a main character too, so. Which I don't mind that. You know, I've played some that, you know, do that, but I definitely prefer being able to, you know, kind of be creative with your character, if you will. Oh, is this a merchant? A horse merchant? Stable handle. Okay, this must be my horse. Okay, agility, endurance, balance, speed, male. Nice. Next. Next best. Unsorted. Oh, there's a baby! Breeding. Horses are generated by a detailed and realistic genetic system. Through breeding, you can produce an infinite number of possibilities. Breeding determines a horse's appearance as well as its skills and attributes. The breeding system, as well as its skills. Okay. Breeding system produces a wide variety of variations, allowing you to explore your passion for horses and horseback riding. Interact with the breeding post to see the possibilities. Oh, F. Oh, there's a baby. Oh, I can't pet it.
Hit you anymore, you'll get a bald spot.
Oh, I love that, and that would be true. That baby would have so many bald spots. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. Okay, good. Okay, I can pet the mother too. It's not letting me though. That is so. That baby's a little janky. It's so cute though. I can't pet it. Can I pet Mama? Uh-oh. Okay, I'll pet Mama on this side. Oh yeah. Oh, I love that. Because that's exactly what horses do sometimes. They get the little snoot in their like. I should know because I grew up around some horses whenever I was younger, so. Oh, Y to close. Where's Y? Y? Ah, here's Y. They're so precious. If only that guy was doing a little bit. Oh my goodness, a little bit better. Oh, he's doing a little buck. A little bucky. Oh, teleport. Okay. That's so cool. Oh my goodness, look at the water. I'm going swimming, people. Don't mind me. I decided to become part fish. Okay, Sarani Lake. Can we swim? Okay, no. Oh, but I do like that. I like how the sand dips in. Am I... Okay, so food, water, mood. Tove. Alright, we'll go talk to the person, I guess. Really want to look around everywhere. But it's still so cool to see all this. So I'll try not to do too many spoilers. So yeah, well, I don't know, like, again, this whole thing could change, so we'll see. I mean, obviously it's not a full spoiler if... Nara, I'm glad you're here. This ink is something that oops, glad to help. Speak of which, I need to find handle writers and can't go myself. He's missing? What happened? He rode west looking for a local woodcutter. He may have run into trouble. I'll mark where to start looking on your map. Okay, mount your horse. Purchase items for the merchant optional. Okay, first of all, I need to figure out how to... I need to figure out how... Okay, so mount and dismount is F. Let me see. Settings. Game. Controls. Here we are. Okay, auto gate switch off. Always auto switch down gate when braking. Okay, camera sensitivity. Okay, scroll wheel keys. I'd rather do keys. We'll see how that works. Oh, yeah, totally. I can do that way better. Okay, where are we? Yeah, so I can do that way better. Oh my goodness, yes, that's way easier. So, I mean, if you guys want to try and do the scroll wheel, you can. But I personally prefer doing the keys. Okay, good. He's eating now. I'd like to view your wares. Would you like to see my wares? We have an infinite amount of money. Okay, let's check the map. Okay, planning your route. Oh yeah, I saw this in the little trailer. This is going to be very interesting. Planning your route. is essential to avoid danger along the way. Try to maneuver around the muddy terrain. Press shift to start. Okay, well, first of all, I need to know where I'm going. Okay. All right.
토릉토릉.
Uh-oh.
하.
Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. Rabbit hunting grounds. Cool. Ooh, I don't want my game to crash. We'll go at a simple trot.
Easy.
Oh, that's mud. Cool, cool.
우당.
Yeah, it's just because stuff's shifting. So, as you guys can see, or if you haven't already noticed, my game is really lagging. And of course, I'm not going to just assume it's all the game, but then again, like I said before, this is a game that's in beta. And we are currently testing it out for the devs to get a better understanding of what they can do to help the game be more efficient in how it runs. But I would also like to point out that I really love and appreciated the mud detail. As you noticed, whenever my horse walked, and as you will come to learn later in the gameplay, is that when you traverse through mud, you can't actually canter through mud. You can only trot. Otherwise, you're pretty much slowed down by the thick, heavy mud. And also the fact that whenever it rains, the mud becomes increasingly more difficult to traverse. I absolutely love this feature, and I really hope to see more of this in future games. I just don't feel like a lot of games have this attribute where the elements around you truly affect how your movements are able to be used, and especially if you're running or trying to escape from an enemy such as wild animals or even people for that matter. This is a very important thing to consider when traversing the open land of Mongolia. Horse, how pretty. It's got some stripes on it too. Okay, craft. Another amazing feature, as you can see on my screen now, is my horse is actually searching for water. And in fact, your horse will search out food and water for it to consume, which means you don't necessarily have to put food in its inventory. And that's another thing. As I've seen through some of the trailers, and I think many of you will have seen, we have desert biomes. So when it comes to traversing this Mongolian land of ancient time, you will have to be mindful of your animal and, giving it food and water to make sure that it sustains itself through your course of traversing this beautiful landscape. You'll just have to keep that in mind. But I do love this extra little detail as well. Besides just the elements that you have to traverse through, your animal also has the capability to search out food and water for you.
Ha! 태용.
So as you notice, I'm a little hesitant around the bear, and if you guys haven't seen the little short that I made from Surrounded for this Halloween, which I will be continuing, by the way, I've just been busy working on the 100 Days Ark Survival Ascended video, and it's just taken a whole lot longer than what I thought it would, so please be patient with me. But yeah, if you're wondering why I am so hesitant around the bear, go watch that short and you'll see exactly why I am being very cautious with any bears at this point, just for that reason. Okay. Remember that woodcutter I mentioned he called Kitchit Yusu means to add him. With my lamed horse and my lame leg, might you find him for me? He's a stubborn, So you'll need to carry his favor, convince him we're trustworthy. I'm told he is to the south near a large, oh my goodness, I can't read for anything today, it seems. Okay, so you actually have to hold. Whoops. Then we run to the tree. So the rain's really nice for weathering and stuff.
Easy.
Ooh. Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome.
토릉토릉. 요다.
I'm actually going to use the path here. Okay. Nice, got it. So through this little experience and journey, as I did kind of cut some of the scenes out that were taking me a bit of time to, kind of figure out where I was going, I did end up losing my way shortly after I'd given the older gentleman back his bag. And basically what ended up happening is I got kind of turned around and I wasn't looking at the upper part of my screen, which if you turn a certain direction or the correct direction in which your mission is, it will show you an exclamation mark that is in orange, which I love because I love having clear directions on where I'm supposed to go. So seeing that they had this in the upper part where you could kind of figure out where you're going, that was really nice, because what I didn't notice whenever looking at the map is that the map is huge. Okay, I didn't figure this out until I actually got to the woodcutter's place and I looked at the map and I really started looking at just how big the map is, which, I mean, in all honesty, if the map ends up being even bigger than that, all I can say is I am going to have a field day. So, yeah, if you notice that I was kind of wandering around a little bit beforehand, that would be why. I was actually completely confused on where I was supposed to be going. But we're currently on the right path to the woodcutter's place and starting our journey there. And as you'll see coming up here soon, well, probably not soon, but a little ways down the path and through the forest, we're actually going to come upon a shaman, which I actually really love. And I've done a little research on shamanism, so I know that it's one of the oldest, if not the oldest, cultures as far as like mysticism, paganism. Like, it's one of the oldest forms of that. And I mean, shamanism has been around far longer than any other pagan, basically those sorts of like Wicca and so forth. Like, they've been around a lot longer than any of that. So I always love to see whenever they put shamans in, because shamans truly are a piece of history that I don't think people really understand or even realize. Like, they've just been around for so long, and that culture and that belief system has been around for many millennia. And I always love to see when they add something like this to a game. Just because historically shamans, and I'm sure even today, they still do exist in Mongolia, and they still practice what they have for many generations up until now. So it's a really nice, almost, if you will, piece of history that a lot of people just don't always account for. So I appreciate this as well in the gameplay. There we go. Sorry guys. I have to trade out my earbuds because I'm kind of listening to things at once. Alright, cool. Let's see. Okay, health syrup. Oh, so the recipe. Wait, how much is it? 100? Sure. Here's the thing. I'd much rather know how to make it than...
태용.
You look like a bandit. I'm a courier. Are you Kihichi? Bah, you work for Yusu, always interfering. What now? I think we could help each other. Hump, perhaps. Can you take the load of wood to Uzun? If you can handle that, then maybe I'll join you. I'll do my best. We'll see. One more thing. Watch out for the wolves. Excuse me. Press 1 to change to bow. Nice. Aim. Okay. Inventory. So here's another actually pretty cool detail with the game whenever it comes to your horse's saddlebag, and that is that each side of the horse's saddlebag can affect how your horse moves, and even affect if your horse will fall, stumble, and cause you and your horse to be injured, which I found to be really amazing because obviously in real life, you know, if your horse is too heavy on one side, then the horse would either fall or have more difficulty with that side if it's trying to run. And as you can see from beforehand, I ended up throwing one of the, I believe it's like a bear repellent, which you can craft in your inventory. And I didn't realize that's how you threw it. And so I ended up pressing 1 and changing my bow to that, which is how you switch between your bow and throwing something. So yeah, I didn't even realize what I was doing at the time, but I figured it out along the way and realized that to shift between the two, I'd have to press 1, and then I'd be able to use my bow and arrow and or throw something like a bear deterrent. But coming back to the weight, I really love that they added that to the game, and really adds an extra bit of realism to the gameplay. It truly does. Nice. Hey, get that back. Perfect.
토릉토릉. I'd better find you some water. 토릉토릉.
There we go.
로당.
Nice.
Easy.
Son, I've got a load of wood from kitchen. Take our good reputation very seriously, so I hear. We value the job you do. Please include us in your route. I'll let my captain know I should be getting back. I'll see you soon and take care. Nice. I like that the saddle moves slightly whenever you mount. Uh-oh. Okay, we got out of that.
태용.
Shouldn't horses be able to walk backwards? Now, something that I have noticed, which is quite unfortunate, and as I said in the video just now, is shouldn't horses be able to walk backwards? Yeah, for some reason, the horse does not have the mechanic yet to actually walk backwards. Okay, let's see, where do we? So I'm curious if they're gonna add this, or if it's gonna be something like you have to train your horse to do, which actually I must say that if there are certain skill level, like skills or abilities that horses can do, like something as simple as walking backwards, walking side to side, you know, like in like dressage, you know, having that where you actually have to train your horse to be able to do those movements and feel comfortable doing those movements. Not only that, but also, you know, having this system where you have to bond with your horse, which I think they put in the video or the trailer that we will have to do something similar to that. But like, for instance, you know, me not being able to make my horse walk backwards, well, that's something that I actually have to train the horse to do before it can actually walk backwards. Because as you know, horses are a prey animal, so teaching them to give you that control and that ability to have them walk backwards, have them walk side to side, doing those movements that horses generally don't do in the wild unless they are either being attacked, they're afraid, because generally what horses are doing is they're going forward, they're moving forward, or, you know, they're running away from something if it's a predator type situation. And the only time that they really ever go backwards is if they're, like, you know, backing away from something, which again is, it's just not something that they willingly do for somebody, you know. So I think that would be kind of interesting to see if they end up implementing that into the whole gameplay, which I would actually think that would be a pretty cool game mechanic if they did implement that. Nice just too. As sort of like a little, like, just something, you know, to kind of play on or, you know, think over. And I'm sure the game devs have their own idea of what they want the gameplay to be, but, you know, just as something that I know, because I have had experiences with horses. I worked with a lady who, like, she had an old racehorse, she had a Frisian, she had a pony for her daughter, and I actually got English writing lessons from her, and through, like, say, doing chores for the horses. So, like, I'd muck out their stalls, I'd clean their hooves, I'd set them out to the pasture, I'd feed them. So yeah, I did all of that whenever I was younger, and then of course, like, my grandparents had horses, but they were a little bit more wild. You could ride them, obviously, but they just, it was not something that we always did. And, like, the one horse that we did have, his name was Lightning. He was actually my aunt's horse. And he was a beautiful Palomino. He was absolutely gorgeous. He actually passed away by getting struck by lightning. I'm sorry to put that out there. I know it's a damper, but yeah, that's how he passed. And it's pretty crazy / sad, you know, how that happened. But yeah, that's really what I'm getting at. Back to, you know, what I was talking about, to train horses, and they have to be willing to trust you to be able to do that movement or that action. So I'd really like to see if maybe the devs end up putting that in. And I know that'd be like a extra detail that they have to do, but that'd be a really cool game mechanic if they did end up putting that in to the full game. And maybe that's why we can't walk backwards, because we actually have to train our horses to trust us enough to then allow us to then teach them that movement or that action, and then we can do that later on, and then that helps us in a survival situation, say with wolves or bears or something of that nature. So that's just a little food for thought, and I would really like to see what the devs have to think about that. And, you know, see, again, this is all just a demo, so I would really like to see how the future of this game is going to come out.
Mongolia interact with your horse, store horse health and mood. It can also remove injuries and other medical conditions. Caring for a horse at stable provides the best results. Horse care.
So something that I did want to touch on, and this is just something that I have noticed, and for whenever you're taking care of your horse at the stand here, or where you tie them up. And that is, I do kind of hope that whenever they take care of all the bugs and whatnot, that whenever after you do an action with your horse, that that your character is then able to recenter themselves. So that way then you can press Q again and then do another action. Because I had a little bit of trouble with this, where whenever I would do the action, then the movement would then uncenter me. And then I would have to recenter myself in front of the main body of the horse, and then I would have to go through that action again. So that's just something that I noticed that was kind of a little bit annoying to me. And so I feel like for a more smoother gameplay, that, either they have it where it recenters you, or if, maybe that the horse has a larger hitbox for you to press Q on to be able to do that action, even if you do get off-centered by going through that action, that the horse then has a slightly bigger hitbox to be able to then press Q to then do the next option that is available. And that way, because either way, it's still going to work flawlessly. Now, obviously, it would look more like, if they're looking for it to be as realistic as possible, I would say going for the second option, which is, like, even if you were to get off-centered from the main hitbox of that Q button, and they made the hitbox a little bit bigger on your horse, it would look more organic, because obviously whenever you're moving around your horse, naturally you're going to be off-centered if you're feeding your horse. And then say you choose to clean its hooves, well then obviously if you choose to clean its hooves, well then you automatically, from that point where you were centered, then start to go into the action of recentering yourself beside the horse to then clean its hooves, or to brush it, or whatever the action may be that you choose next. So that was really the biggest issue for me whenever I was trying to take care of the horse. And that's just, a little bit of feedback on that portion of the gameplay. Again, like if they chose to do a mechanic where, even if they just made the hitbox for the Q button to then do what you needed to do for that mechanic, your character would just simply then move to the next mechanic and then start doing that action. Or they could go for something a little less organic, like I was saying for the first, where you do the action, then it recenters you, and then you can do the next action, and then you basically go, and then it recenters you again at the body of the horse, where you can then click the horse to then have the next action be applied whenever you click that. But yeah, that's just some feedback on that action.
You're not feeling adventurous? Yusu has some deliveries ready. Report back anything you find. I'll update my map. We've got some deliveries ready if you're interested. Otherwise, speak with Batu. You can help him map the area. We can invite anyone you find in the young roots.
Nice.
Okay. Wait, I want to just see how big. Wow. Oh my goodness, that is a big map. Very big map. I'm curious if Okay. Oh, camping kit.
So, as you heard, I was talking to my mom there in the recorded video, and that's how excited I was. I was literally so excited that I brought my mom in and was like showing her, how the game worked. And she knows that I'm very passionate about how games work and their mechanics and stuff, and how I'm also interested in even making my own games in the future. But of course, that's something for a little bit later on. I'm currently just working on my channel and stuff, and a few other things are on my plate as well. So with that, I will have to say that I truly did enjoy this game full-heartedly, and even with the small little bugs and little details that obviously have to be worked out or fixed,
No,
I truly did enjoy the gameplay as a demo. And I also really loved the mechanic for the map, and that you could actually pave your own pathway, because there just aren't too many games that I know of, if any, that actually give you that option to choose where you want to go or how you want to basically make your way to the next area.
I do. I actually
you
have
have to go straight through one thing or another to get to point A to point B.
I have a stamina
and
bar.
This mechanic is truly special in the sense that you can make your own path and figure out how to get there,
because you're delivering to people.
On your own terms, as far as where you want to go, what sites you want to see, and if you have more than
you can hunt wolves, bears,
mission to do, or quest, then you can involve multiple quests in your route and then go back to the main village and so forth. So I really love this mechanic.
And you can't run through it either.
And I truly did enjoy this demo. Hey guys, so this is unfortunately the end of this video. And this is actually where my game ended up crashing and I lost everything. But still, I mean, even after all of that, losing the gameplay that I got, I truly enjoyed this game. I loved the scenery, loved the just what you could do as far as taking care of your horse, and even the little baby horses that you could see. It truly was really nice to be able to try out this demo, and I just can't wait to see how this game is going to turn out. If the devs ever do want to reach out to me, I would be happy to just hear what they have to say. Again, I'm very passionate about games. I love when game mechanics are added to games to help them feel more alive and feel more organic, especially whenever you have a game like this, okay? And you truly want it to be as organic as possible. I feel like whatever they choose to do, it's going to be an amazing game either way. And I really hope that the mechanics that they add to the game will just be phenomenal. And, this game will be something that truly top rate. It'll basically change the whole scenario of just horse games entirely. Horse genre game world. It will be changed and put on its head because of this. And, we need that. We need games that are going to push the border of what can be. And I'm kind of coming off of this in terms of Pal World. I'm a big supporter of, just Pal World and what they are striving to achieve in the world, and, just creativity. I feel like it's a very big thing. And the more we allow for people to stop us from being creative and to being able to express ourselves, whether it be in games, whether it be in the art, the graphics, however that comes to fruition, I feel like it is very important that people really hold on to that, because if we aren't even allowed to create something that we have dreamed of creating, something that we have put all of our time, our love, our effort, our energy into, what's the point? Why are we creative then? Why do we even try to create things at that point? And I feel like it's a very real thing, and something that I feel like a lot of small indie game developers are really going to strive to obtain, is this freedom of being able to be creative. And I love it. I love the push that's going out there, and it's just showing that we deserve games that truly exceed what we have been given so far. Like, we are in that era. We are in that time where we have the mechanics, we have the graphics, we have the computers to contend with these graphics. And, it's just amazing what so many people have created. I truly am inspired, and I love to see what people create. I mean, it's just amazing. It always baffles me whenever I see a game come out, even like the Surrounded. Okay, yeah, the graphics aren't all there, but I mean, gameplay wise, and of course it's my first zombie game, it's decent and it's nice, and I actually really liked it despite the lack in graphics. But even with that, again, you have to have a foundation whenever it comes to games. And depending on the graphics that you choose to use on that foundation of the game, that's what's going to make or break any game in the end, is the foundation that you've built that game upon. And yeah, you can have beautiful graphics, but if it doesn't have a very solid foundation, you're not going to get much out of it. Okay, it's going to be sloppy. It's going to have holes in it, and you're not gonna feel like it's a full game. Just like with Palworld, they who may not be named. Of course, I'm not going to get into too much of a rant on this, but something as simple as that, where Pocket Pair decided to create a game that allowed people to actually be able to have something that they were not able to get that is popular, that has been loved through the ages. And, it's a shame. It truly is, when these large companies come in and they try to bulldoze. I mean, truly, that's what it is. They try to bulldoze their way through something that has so much value to it, and that they could humbly learn from, if they allowed themselves to be humbled and to learn from something such as that. The games that they have created, unfortunately, just have not risen to the occasion of what it should be. And again, I used to play those games, Pokemon and stuff. I loved them. But I will say, around, I think it was Sword and Shield. Actually, it was before Sword and Shield. I think it was Sun and Moon or something like that. I got that gameplay. And, I played it. I liked it. Yeah, it was nice. It was decent. But I just felt like something was missing. And from somebody who is creative, okay, I do art. I create things. I am looking to create games in the future. Okay, when you feel like something is missing from a gameplay, that speaks volumes at that point. And I really, truly feel like with this game here, Palworld, other games that freelance indie devs are creating, even smaller companies of indie games are creating, I'm blown away. And I applaud anybody who puts their passion and takes a step into that place to show their passion, their love, and their honest, just feelings into what they are creating as a whole. So again, thank you guys so much for watching my video and staying to the end to kind of hear a little bit of my rant on, the whole Pal World situation. But in all honesty, I also want to leave that particular conversation with, creativity is a beautiful thing. It's powerful. It's inspiring to so many people. And, there's nothing to be afraid of. These larger companies, what are they so afraid of? They're afraid of creativity. They're afraid of passion. Okay, accept that. Accept that, that thought process. Or heck, even just, partner with these people who are small-time game developers. Partner with them. Rub elbows, say, hey, I want to learn from you. Okay. The only thing that is keeping anybody from not achieving the highest possibility of their goals is when you choose to deny the fact that you are no longer growing or you no longer have anything to learn. And that's where you lose at that point, is when you choose to no longer learn and to learn from not only an older generation, but a new generation. Okay. You learn from everybody you meet. Whatever that may be. It could be an experience. It could be emotional. It could be mental. It could just be, a past trauma that you have. Whatever it may be, it could be just something as simple as how to write code a certain way for a game mechanic. It all depends on how you wish to perceive learning. And from what I've learned in my life is that it doesn't matter what walk of life you come from, your religion, your beliefs. Okay, everybody has something to learn, no matter how small or big it may be. And that is really what I want to leave this little conversation off on. So again, I truly want to thank the devs who created this game, the Legends of Khiimori, and my goodness, I'm just blown away by just what they've given us to play through, to see, to experience. And I truly want to just thank them from the bottom of my heart for taking that extra initiative to be creative and to really put their heart and soul into this game. And so I'm going to leave you guys with that positivity in the world. So thank you guys again for watching my video. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, and if you want to see more, well, it's coming around soon. So until next one, see you then.